Listen, avoidants are not afraid of commitment. They're afraid of losing themselves in commitment. That's the real fear. Everyone thinks they crave freedom and that they push people away because they secretly want to be alone. That's just wrong. So, what do they really need? It's not what you think. It's not constant reassurance. It's not endless displays of affection. It's something far more subtle. It's about their nervous system. It's about safety. Forget everything you've heard about chasing or playing it cool. Those tactics will backfire spectacularly. Because for the avoidant, those feel like manipulative games. They trigger their defenses, they confirm their worst fears. We're going to dive deep. I'm going to show you what truly unlocks their heart and how to cultivate a relationship where they feel truly safe to be vulnerable. Get ready for some truths that might surprise you. Here's why this matters. So much relationship advice is designed for people with secure attachment styles. It assumes a baseline level of trust and emotional regulation. But that's not the avoidance reality. Traditional advice often aggravates avoidant attachment patterns. Demanding more emotional expression pushes them further away. Attempting to force closeness creates panic. Trying to control their behavior intensifies their resistance. It's like pouring gasoline on a fire. It might feel like you're trying to fix things, but you're actually making them worse. And here's the kicker. The avoidant often internalizes the blame. They start to believe they're incapable of love, that they're somehow broken. This reinforces their attachment style, creating a self-fulfilling prophecy of distance and isolation. This video is about breaking that cycle, about understanding the avoidant's internal world, about creating connection, not conflict, about safety, not pressure. To truly understand what avoidants need, you have to understand their past, their attachment wound. Avoidant attachment often stems from childhood experiences where emotional needs were unmet, where vulnerability was punished, ignored, or even ridiculed. Maybe they learned to rely solely on themselves, or experienced enmeshment where boundaries were blurred. Their nervous system learned to associate closeness with danger. This isn't about blaming parents. It's about understanding the origin of these patterns. They might have learned to suppress their emotions, to present a facade of self-sufficiency, or to equate intimacy with being controlled. So their defense mechanism is distance. It's not a conscious choice. It's a survival strategy. Their nervous system is constantly scanning for threats, and closeness often registers as one. Imagine growing up in an environment where expressing your needs led to disappointment. You'd learn to stop expressing them. You'd learn to rely on yourself. You'd learn that vulnerability is dangerous. That's the foundation of the avoidance world. So, what actually creates safety for an avoidant? 4 key elements. First, respect for their need for space. This isn't rejection. It's a need to regulate their nervous system, to recharge and reconnect with themselves. Second, predictability and consistency. Avoidance craves stability. Sudden emotional outbursts or inconsistent behavior trigger their anxiety. Third, clear and direct communication. No mind games, no passive aggression. State your needs clearly and respectfully. Fourth, demonstrated trustworthiness. Actions speak louder than words. Show them you're reliable, that you'll honor their boundaries. Fifth, acceptance of their emotional expression or lack thereof. Don't try to force them to be more expressive. Allow them to share at their own pace. These are the building blocks of trust. They are the foundation upon which intimacy can grow. They are the keys to unlocking the avoidant's heart. Because when these 5 elements are present, their nervous system begins to relax. They start to feel safe enough to lower their guard. They start to believe that vulnerability won't lead to pain. Why do partners often sabotage this? Unintentionally, of course. It usually stems from their own attachment wounds. An anxiously attached partner might interpret the avoidance need for space as rejection. This triggers their own fears of abandonment, leading them to cling even tighter, creating a cycle of push and pull. Here's what nobody tells you. Anxious attachment and avoidant attachment are often drawn to each other. It's a painful dance. The anxious partner seeks reassurance. The avoidant partner resists. The anxious partner demands closeness. The avoidant partner pulls away. Both are acting out of their own pain. Neither is intentionally trying to hurt the other. But the result is a relationship filled with conflict and misunderstanding. The key is to understand these patterns, to recognize your own attachment style, to break free from the cycle of reactivity, to create a new dynamic based on safety and respect. Because without that understanding, the relationship is doomed to repeat the same painful patterns. So, how do you become safe for an avoidant? Or if you're the avoidant, how do you find safety? Let's start with the partner. The first step is self-regulation. Before you react to the avoidance behavior, take a deep breath. Remind yourself that their need for space isn't personal. It's a coping mechanism. The second step is communication. Express your needs calmly and clearly. Avoid blaming or accusing. Focus on your own feelings. The third step is patience. Building trust takes time. Don't expect the avoidant to change overnight. Celebrate small victories. Acknowledge their efforts. For the avoidant, the first step is self-compassion. Stop judging yourself for your attachment style. Recognize that it's a survival strategy, not a flaw. The second step is vulnerability. Start small. Share your feelings with someone you trust. The third step is communication. Express your needs to your partner. Tell them what makes you feel safe. Tell them what triggers your anxiety. Remember, safety is built, not found, for both partners. How do you know if it's working? What are the signs that the avoidant is starting to trust? Watch for subtle shifts. They might start initiating contact more often. They might start sharing small details about their life. They might start expressing their feelings, even if it's just in small ways. Here's the twist. The biggest sign is that they stop running away. They stay in the relationship, even when things get difficult. They don't bolt at the first sign of conflict. They're willing to work through challenges. This is huge. This is a sign that they feel safe enough to be vulnerable. It doesn't mean they're completely healed. It means they're making progress. It means they're learning to trust. It means they're allowing themselves to be loved. Celebrate these signs. Acknowledge their courage. Reinforce their positive behavior, because every step towards vulnerability is a victory. It's a testament to your efforts. It's a sign that your relationship is growing stronger, and that's worth celebrating. Now let's dive deeper. The power of validation. Avoidants have often been invalidated, told their feelings are wrong, told they're too sensitive or not sensitive enough. Here's what you can do. Validate their experiences, acknowledge their feelings, even if you don't understand them, even if you don't agree with them. Say things like, that sounds really difficult, or I can see why you're feeling that way, or it makes sense that you would react that way. This doesn't mean you have to agree with their behavior. It means you're acknowledging their experience. It means you're creating a safe space for them to be themselves. And here's the truth. Validation is the antidote to shame. Shame is what drives avoidant behavior. Shame about their feelings, shame about their needs, shame about their past. By validating their experiences, you're helping them to release that shame. You're helping them to heal. You're helping them to connect with themselves and with you. Let's talk about boundaries. Healthy boundaries are crucial for all relationships, but they're especially important for avoidance because boundaries help them feel safe. They define the limits of the relationship. They prevent enmeshment. They protect their sense of self. What does this look like in practice? It means respecting their need for space. It means not pressuring them to share more than they're comfortable with. It means not trying to control their behavior. It means communicating your own boundaries clearly and respectfully. And here's the kicker. Boundaries are not walls. They are guidelines. They are designed to protect the relationship, not to keep people out. When boundaries are healthy, they create a sense of safety and trust. They allow both partners to feel comfortable being themselves. They allow the relationship to thrive. And for avoidance, healthy boundaries are essential for feeling safe enough to be vulnerable. They are the foundation upon which intimacy can grow. Here's a framework for testing the waters: the space test. First, give them space, actual physical space, time apart. See how they respond. Do they reach out? Do they seem relieved? The silence test. Stop initiating contact. See if they initiate. Do they check in? Do they seem to notice your absence? The vulnerability test. Share something vulnerable about yourself. See how they react. Do they offer support? Do they reciprocate? These aren't about playing games. They're about gauging their comfort level, about seeing how they respond to different situations. And here's the key: don't overanalyze the results. These are just indicators, not definitive answers. If they fail one test, it doesn't mean the relationship is doomed. It means you need to adjust your approach. It means you need to be more patient. It means you need to communicate more clearly. But if they consistently fail all the tests, it might be a sign that they're not ready for a relationship or that they're not the right person for you. Let's address the elephant in the room: conflict. Avoidants often struggle with conflict. They might avoid it altogether. They might shut down. They might become defensive. Why? Because conflict feels like a threat to their safety. It triggers their attachment wounds. It reminds them of past experiences where vulnerability led to pain. So, how do you navigate conflict with an avoidant? The first rule is to stay calm. Avoid raising your voice. Avoid blaming or accusing. The second rule is to focus on the issue, not the person. Attack the problem, not each other. The third rule is to take breaks. If things get too heated, take a step back, cool down, come back to the conversation later. And here's what nobody tells you: conflict can actually strengthen a relationship if handled correctly. It's an opportunity to learn about each other's needs, to understand each other's perspectives, to build trust. But it requires patience, understanding, and a willingness to compromise. Here's a practical tip: schedule check-ins, regular, planned conversations, where you can both share your feelings, your needs, your concerns. This creates predictability. It reduces anxiety. It allows the avoidant to prepare themselves emotionally. What should these check-ins look like? Keep them short. Keep them focused. Keep them positive. Start by sharing something you appreciate about your partner. Then, address any issues that are bothering you. Use I statements. Focus on your own feelings. Avoid blaming. End by reaffirming your commitment to the relationship. And here's the twist: these check-ins are not just for discussing problems. They're also for celebrating successes, for acknowledging each other's efforts, for building connection. They're a way to create a safe space for open and honest communication, and they can be incredibly powerful for strengthening a relationship with an avoidant partner. They provide a structured way to address potential issues before they escalate into major conflicts. They are proactive, not reactive. Remember, this isn't about changing the avoidant. It's about understanding them, about creating a safe space for them to be themselves, about building a relationship based on trust and respect. And that requires work. It requires patience. It requires self-awareness. But it's worth it. Because when an avoidant feels truly safe, they are capable of deep love and intimacy. They are loyal. They are supportive. They are committed. But they need to feel safe first. And here's the truth: you can't force someone to feel safe. You can only create the conditions for safety to emerge. You can only offer your love and understanding. You can only be patient and consistent. And then you have to trust that they will meet you halfway. You have to trust that they will be vulnerable. You have to trust that they will allow themselves to be loved. That's the leap of faith. All you can do is provide a soft landing. So let's recap. Avoidance needs space, predictability, clear communication, trustworthiness, acceptance. They need you to respect their boundaries, to validate their feelings, to be patient, to be understanding. They need you to create a safe space for them to be vulnerable. And here's the empowering message. If you're an avoidant, stop calling yourself broken. You are not broken. You are careful. You are protective. You are sensitive. You have been hurt in the past, and you are trying to protect yourself. That's understandable. But you are also capable of love. You are capable of intimacy. You are capable of connection. You just need to find someone who understands you, someone who respects your boundaries, someone who makes you feel safe, someone who sees your strength, not your weakness. And if you're in a relationship with an avoidant, remember that they are not trying to hurt you. They are trying to protect themselves. Be patient, be understanding, be kind, and you might just be surprised at the depth of love they are capable of. Now, I want you to take action. Step 1, reflect on your own attachment style. Understand your own patterns. Understand your own needs. Step 2, communicate with your partner. Share your feelings. Share your needs. Be honest. Be open. Step 3, practice self-compassion. Be kind to yourself. Be patient with yourself. Remember, healing takes time. And here's the call to action. If you found this video helpful, please like and subscribe. Share it with someone who might need it. And leave a comment below. Tell me about your experiences with avoidant attachment. What are your biggest challenges? What are your biggest successes? Let's create a community of support and understanding. Because together, we can heal. Together, we can grow. Together, we can create stronger, healthier relationships. Because love is possible, even for avoidance. It just requires a little bit of understanding, a little bit of patience, and a whole lot of compassion. Go forth and create safety.